Hi everybody, I'm Father Drew, and today we're having a curious conversation about taxes.
Children's moment. Yeah!
So Jesus is asked a question. It sounds like a simple question. Should we pay taxes? This is an odd question because there's a sense about this that is, of course you pay taxes. Who doesn't pay taxes? You pay taxes. There's also that part where you might think of that scene from Lego Batman, where he's singing that song, who pays taxes? Not Batman, right? It's a funny line. But what is this really about? It's not actually really about this at all, is it? It's about something else. One of the things that we need to know to understand this story is we have to understand this piece of background. So long time ago, long before we were here, Jesus and his people 2,000 years ago were living in Jerusalem, which is in the Middle East, which is on the other side of the world from here. And one of the things that was a base understanding, something that's really kind of alien to the way that we think about things. We take for granted that we own things. So think about when your parents give you a gift for your birthday or Christmas or whatever, and they hand it to you and you unwrap it and you get excited for whatever it is, the box of Legos or Hot Wheels or the game or whatever. And now, this art set or, this new thing, this is yours. You get to have it. And think about how exciting it is to have that this thing, whatever it is, becomes yours. Well, in our tradition, one of the most ancient ideas reminds us that all these things, even that gift, is not truly, fully, entirely yours. That all of this is God's. And we are entrusted, which is a big word for given the trust of God. We are entrusted by God to take care of it, to make things right. And so there's this old tradition. It goes back thousands of years now. And it's one that we have struggled time and time again because we love our stuff. And it is that whenever we take from someone else and the things that we have gained and all of the property we have bought and the new things we accumulate and put into our closets or store in the garage, all of that stuff, there's going to be a time where we don't get to have that anymore. We have to give it back to the people who really should have it. That we don't get to own forever. So this idea that all of this is God's, that everything is on loan to us, and we are given the trust of God to keep it and maintain it, right? So that we don't destroy the earth, that we don't kill all of the animals and plants and cover it with pavement, and that we don't destroy other human beings because they are given to us by God. And so we are entrusted with the maintenance of this world. And so this comes in, so this is the centerpiece, this is the central thesis that underlies this whole conversation, this whole thing. It's all built around this idea. So when these religious leaders come up to Jesus and ask him about taxes, he's like, show me a coin. And they show him a coin. And on it he says, well, whose face is that? It's the emperor's. And he says, And, and it's like, and whose motto is on there? And it says, Caesar is Lord. And, he says, give to the emperor the things that are emperors, and to God the things that are God's. Well, the underlying notion here is that everything's God's. So giving to Caesar, or giving to the emperor, the things that are the emperor's, well, in a sense, nothing is the emperor's. Everything is God's. Give to the emperor? Okay, go for it. Go for it. Go for it. I love this because it's not really about taxes. It's about this relationship between God and the people. It's about, it sort of goes against the ownership ideas that we have. And it challenges us to see in our neighbors, our friends, and even people we can't stand, to see them as worthy of God's grace and respect. And that we are called to respect them. We're called to respect the planet and all that is in it. All of that. And that is the real question, or the real answer. I know this isn't a coin, but there's a face on this thing. Whose face is that? Whose face is that? That's Hamilton. Yeah, he's not alive anymore, so I don't think I can give it to him.